Oh, hello there, everybody, and welcome to the third session of my tutorial series for Rimworld. We are going to, we're going to go through a lot of things today. I dubbed the title of today's episode Society, because that's what we are preparing ourselves for now. So, what this session is going to be mostly about is making a big effort to make this place here a lively place where we can set up some steady income, some powerful defenses, some weapons for us, probably some carabins, a couple of animals, you know. It's going to be a lot about really making this place a little bit more civilized and less of a wild place where we're not going to where we're more surviving than living, you know. So, our folks are now on a pretty good spot. We are hunting gazelles. We are training up our shooting skill. By now, the wild shooters here have achieved really decent levels. Oh boy, this is really nasty. So, I'm going to stop Erioth here and manually force him to finish the hunt. Simple reason behind that, this thing is going to end in 3 hours. Sometimes micromanagement is really worth it. He wanted to go home, you know. Absolutely no reason for that. There we go. Now he can't go home. And he trained a lot more shooting due to that. So I hope you all have a fine time today. And a couple of things before we dive right deep into the gameplay. So first of all, I'm now establishing more and more of a Twitter presence. So if you are using that to keep yourself updated, every stream that I'm launching is going to be announced there. So hop on over, check it out in the description box is the link. Also, as usual, this channel can use every form of support you guys can muster. Links for that are in the description box below. Every donation helps a ton. Thanks for listening to that, and let's game. So, I'm harvesting some agave here because I'm really not bothering with letting that stuff just stand here. Wild forage is pretty cool. Our our food stockpiles are massive right now. There's really nothing to worry about. The ideology room is also coming together quite nicely. The last pew is going to be constructed today, and the party room is also going to be pretty much a thing very soon. So let's prep up a little bit of a pen for the animals to come. I'm going to put that pen up back there where we have all these agaves. Why not? Ain't bad at all. So here we're going to make that fence, as a matter of fact, out of stone, because you know our situation here with the with wood. Wood is just too valuable. I'm not down to use that for something like a fence. And the best part about that is a granite fence is also more stable than a wooden one, so it's a win-win. The only bad thing about that is it's a tad bit more work units, but by now, I'm really not worried about that anymore. We are also setting up our own wood production by now. That's a real big step forward, and Elvis is chilling out here. So we'll have to take care of that critter for, I've forgotten how long, 20 days. And we're going to receive a quite nice amount of honor for that. So let's drop down a pen marker inside there. And then we have the basic setup to host pen animals. Good stuff. Alrighty. Let's see. Do I have enough granite chunks available here? Well, we should get we should get that done here. One piece of fence is merely requiring one piece of blocks. It's actually quite ridiculous. Cost-wise, we don't really need to spend much. But I mean, fences are damn brittle. That's only 68 HP. To give you a little bit of a comparison, a bed has really more HP than a piece of fence. Dresser comes with 168 HP. So, table 105. A wooden door comes with way more HP than a stone fence. And would you build them out of wood, they'd be even more brittle, you know. It's pretty brutal. So our super social colony, damn, we have such passionate, talkative people here. We're going to do some trading here. Bulk goods trader are always my favorite traders, but this guy comes from the, what's it called? From the tribal faction, and therefore they are only half as interesting. So they're selling some ducks, not buying. They're, let's see, maybe they are selling some steel. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they also sell some cloth. That would be the most interesting thing right now, but I'm producing that myself, so I'm not down. There's also a little bit of a deposit of herbal medicine, but, well, sadly these guys are not selling anything I'd really want to have. I'm selling some bird skin here, and dog leather and lizard skin, why not? These things aren't too desirable leather types, and we're just going to sell away these things just to have some spare change money, you know. So let's see, what kind of animals do we have here present in the wildlife? Nothing I'd like to tame here. The available animals aren't too appealing. They'd be most interesting for a group hunt, but beyond that, I don't really see much use for that. Alright, I'm going to drop down some chop wood order. Grill went on a insulting spree again. This guy is new with us, and he's still suffering through his wake-up addiction. He's halfway through it. He's been catatonic in the last episode, so if you ever have somebody with a wake-up addiction, if you see it coming, you better try and avoid that person, because it's just a damn pain in the bum to get them over the withdrawal, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Nothing. You have to sit through that. Alright, we got royal clothing. Now let's research the harp as well. So that was a very unfortunate trade caravan for us, mainly because it wasn't really interesting what these guys there had available for us. Sadly. Well. If it would have been a caravan from a industrial age faction, it had been something completely different, though. But, you know, it is as it is. Alright. With the available material, I want to use that and build myself more apartments. We are right now only setting up the foundations for our little city or colony, however you want to call it, and I know one thing for sure: we are going to need a lot more inhabitants here to get the job done. And right now we have one room available, which is really cool, because that means we actually are able to just get in people for a quest or prisoners to convert them. Lots of good things are happening if you have some living room available. Never did anything bad there. So we got beggars wanting silver from us. Shoo! We don't have a Ideoligion going on, which demands us to be charitable, so we don't have to do that. So we don't. Alright, conversion ritual. Come on, let's convert Grill. One of us. Effective. So, let's see what that did. So, well, it's 70% now. Jeez. So, when you want to convert somebody, you can do that with the ritual and with the priest's convert skill, which is absolutely massive. The impact of this skill is, by the way, directly influenced by the social skill. And since Bash is such a really charming person, he had a very massive impact on the conversion. So we'll just have to do that another time, and I bet that we're going to get the conversion done in no time. Nice. So let's grab ourselves some power conduit and roll that all over the place here. Or should I say unroll? Well, whatever. We have our little saguaro cactus plantation going on now, which is making me extremely happy. And obviously we don't happen to have enough timber for the doors, but whatever. We just have to chop these trees and then we're going to be good. Right now my folks are preferring to sow out the stuff there before they chop down the trees. It's just as it is. I don't know. It's completely okay for me. We are in no hurry. These apartments that I'm digging out over here are some effort for the future, so to say. Alright, let's fast forward a tad bit. We are in a damn good spot overall. So, since that's the case, we, ransom demand. Can we now, buy back Ivila? 359 silver. Bam! Welcome back, Ivila. So happy to have you back! The depressive pyromaniac Gormon is back in town. And she's only wearing simple pants. Not actually enough. So let's get a button-down shirt production in between there immediately. I mean, Ivila is the person that I've been missing very much, because she likes to construct and she likes to mine. So she's freeing up Arisen for the whole crafting business, and that's a real big piece of advantage, because we can finally make ourselves some clothing. Imagine. Crafting is something that, in my humble opinion, gives your colony a real big bump ahead. We are also going now to go for vegetarian fine meals. So we're going to do this on the same basis, but by now we have to produce more meals in advance as well. And vegetarian fine meals, they are really cool. You can by now use vegetarian ingredients, combine them twice, and then you can produce a fine meal out of that. In the past, that was not possible. In the past, the game forced you to mix meat with veg to create fine meals, and no exceptions. Here again, configured the ingredient range in a way that the game does not send the cook all over the map if there's ingredients all over the map. So we've revealed an area. Most of the time it's a joke. Find the area that has been revealed. I don't really see an area. That's okay, game. I don't mind you. Alright, our cloth. Let's see. It's 50% grown. We getting there. We getting there. So a small production of cloth is really important for us. And we've researched the harp. Let's head on over to smithing so we can research the rest of the royal apparel. We're not going to need that in any near future, but it's good to have that. Also, I feel like I have the urge to hunt down a couple of animals there. And I dislike the fact that I don't have a weapon for Ivila. So Ivila went onto a fire starting spree. So, oh, her Ideoligion is allowing her to be a real long pork enjoyer. Okay, She's unhappy because of the lack of long pork. But you know, the cool thing is, yay, pyromaniac! I'm laying fire in the rain. And now she's cathartic. Love it. I mean, to some degree, I find that quite hilarious because that's just not how pyromania works. But whatever. So let's keep the wildlife in our. Here we go. So sadly, we only have a pair of male dromedary there, but that's okay. Dromedary is awesome. They are cool caravan animals. They carry and they are easy to handle, and therefore, there you go. And they're super easy to tame. And if you don't want to use them for anything else, you can sell them to the trade caravans with a nice profit. This is a really, really lucrative thing, all in all. So, as you see here, this one animal, though, will eat more than is growing inside here. That's really amazing, I would say, because I wouldn't expect that. So Grill wants to go on a slaughtering spree. Slaughterer is a pretty annoying breakdown. I'll allow it at this point, but I really don't care about that. It is pretty nasty that he just slaughtered a bonded animal, but it's not that much of a loss for us. We have now a little bit of a pissed person because of the death of a bonded animal, but whatever. It's okay. When you don't want to let that happen, just grab your colonists, draft them up, and send them to punch that person. Melee attacks. No sharp weapons, just blunt weapons, and 90% of the time, the people will just be downed and can be picked up and rescued afterwards. Best vanilla way I know of to deal with breakdowns like those, because, you know, it is pretty nasty, as you saw there. The dog was well trained. It's quite a loss, but at the same time, it's not like I was relying on them. But if you have animals that you really want to keep, by all means try to shut down a slaughterer if you can. It's almost as horrible as when somebody decides to murder another person in the colony, which is also perfectly possible to happen. So we have a lot of mining happening here, which is really, really cool. So let's set up beds in these rooms, and let's see. We need more timber. We definitely need more timber, so let's chop some. We detected a logging work site nearby. So these logging work sites, you can just raid them and plunder a nice amount of material there. Since we have now caravan animals, we actually might be doing this. You know what? Let's just do that because we actually can. So caravan animals go on there, and I'm going to pick up my 2 people there and bash, and then let's just head on over there. Alright. And then let's ambush those folks. Caravans are quite easy, you know. As long as you don't have the... As long as you don't want them to exit the map on a specific point, then it's turning into a nightmare. So we have only unarmed people now in the colony, which is kind of a risky ordeal. We could be getting attacked there, but as you see here, our folks are only 0.1 days away. So if we get attacked in our home colony, we actually had the chance to just grab our things and go back home. That's why I really don't mind going for that. But this is really a good opportunity for us to grab some material, especially since wood is such a scarcity for us. These work sites, if you find them, they are always, as far as I remember, free of consequence. I am not mistaken, they are set up in a way that they can't really include a faction that's really going to be pissed, but I'm not sure about that. If there's not sometimes the option of somebody spawning from a faction that's actually going to go angry on you, but whatever. You get the idea. So here we're going to do one thing. Bash is going to block that mole person. And we're going to shoot that other person. So here we are trolling the ranged dude with our non-violent person. It's outrageously ridiculous. And our shooters are so damn horrible. They're just not hitting anything. So the burden has worn off. So let's slap that on back again. And let's walk Mule into the face yet again. So he doesn't get to shoot Bash anymore, and let's rinse and repeat. The fun part about that is that somebody punching you with a bow is not exactly doing that much damage, you know. So it's really not that dangerous. So let's move Bash back there. And as you see here, we are now outgunning Mole insofar that we swept under his range, and Bash merely has a bit of a little bruise there, you know. Nothing we'd be needing to be worried about. So the next step for the ultimate troll fest is now that we're going to put Bash here in between binding Mole now in a melee situation that he doesn't want to, and keeping him away from the substantial cover. I mean, see, he still has, sadly, the cover there, but he's at least not shooting at my people, you know. And Bash just took some bruises. Nifty, eh? So you can't really abuse the AI a tad bit with this game. And we also would be able to kidnap that person. So another really bad fighter, but really useful other talents. This guy is a Swiss Army knife, this lady. Let's see, but she's rocking a pack lag. That means she's damn slow. Well, we're still going to kidnap her. I just decided that. This is a nice extra bonus reward for us. Alright, so reform the caravan, get on over back there, and pack up Loa, Iowa, whatever. And don't forget to bring the wood. That's what we needed the caravan animals for. Don't try to raid any site without caravan animals. You will regret it, because you'll be not able to carry enough stuff back home, and you'll be just sad, you know? Don't be sad. Okay, so let's head on back home, and we'll be fetching up at least one prison cell here already, so for prisoners, so we have a warm welcome for our new guest. We're going to Converter, of course, because now I'm really up to increasing my numbers. Bash, Sad Wander, because Recreation's unfulfilled. Yeah, whatever. Come on back home, we got you. So, a prisoner is suffering from an infection. That's pretty bad, but, well, we should be able to get that done. So, we now need to arrest her. Oh, lucky. And then we're going to try and, oh, jeez. So, let's see. Is the infection treated? Yes, but, well, 42% ain't that horrible. So let's work on the bed there. So good quality, perfect. Put up a lamp, really, really important. Cancel out the bed there. And there we go. Clear out the room, and that's that. So without the proper bed and all, we'd be not able to do a good medical treatment to her. Really important though. So let's convert her first. Why on earth had this woman 80 pieces of wood on her? Look change desired. Ivila. Yeah, why not? I mean, we can do that. She came back from the hostage situation. So if they want that, you need a styling station. I'll build that, well, out of steel, you know. I got right now more steel than wood, or no, that would be silly. Let's get on, let's use the wooden version. Okay. If I can recommend one thing, then really try to not waste any steel. Steel is so damn important. It's never really an option to just spend steel when you could spend anything else. So, Grill is actually a pretty good doctor, and we're being raided by the Mahanroya Alliance immediately. So this is a bigger thing. We are being attacked by 3 people, and the special thing there is 2 of these people have guns. So I'll absolutely let these guys roll on into our base first. And we're going to do this as like this. Let's see how that'll work. Warren's Cache of Treasure. So we also have a new item stash thingy, but this would be a really hot trip. So as you see here, almost 4 days. All right, never mind. Now then, we're going to put our shooters over here. Now let's hope that they're going to get destroyed by our traps. Okay, so the guy with the small pistol is immediately twacked. Let's send Bash in there. Alright. And now we're going to focus our fire on this Kalkman dude. So this is, in so far, not the best start, but okay. So Arisen has now to take the kite. So this is really bad. We'll have to put up these guys, and Arisen has to take the run there. Oh god, this is really, really bad. So, yeah, of course they do. Not again. Not my noble guy. So, let's see. There's a decent chance, though, that they're, well, okay. Ivila can just, melee attack that guy. And let's see. There's a good chance that we're losing Bash here. I hate that whole kidnapping thing. So yeah, I don't see any bigger hope that we're keeping that guy. But why the hell? Ah, yeah, Grill is the addict person. So let's hope that we're going to keep our royal guy. And let's see, how dead is Arisen, by the way? 10 hours living time left. That's really important. So, the good thing about kidnappers is they are damn slow, you know. And they're not resisting in any way. Really sad, though, to lose Bash, but, well, you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay. So our good friend here is taken down, and well, we're going to try that. Grill is going to tend Eerie off, and let's see if we can get there. So she is actually getting there. So let's see. How bad is the situation for Ears in 8 hours? So Irioth is pretty much out of the critical situation, and Ivila is actually doing the punch out. It's really going to be extremely close here. Let's see. Oh boy. Combat supplier. It's a trade ship. Oh boys, we rescued Bash, but he's dying in 1 hour. Okay. So basically, I should have let her kidnap him, because I think that would have saved his life. Ironically, I think I just killed Bash. I don't see too much of a hope to rescue him here with a medical 1 pawn, but okay. So tragedies happen. I really don't care about the loss of a non-violent person too much. I mean, it is bad, I know, but you know, losses happen in Rimworld. That's one thing you really have to just accept. Losses happen. If you can't, if you don't like that, and if it doesn't happen to you too often, the easiest way to resolve that problem is to turn down the difficulty a bit. This always helps, you know. If you feel like you're living through too much tragedy, usually the best way is just to amp down the difficulty a notch, and you'll be good to go. Alright, poor old Bash, you know. Poor old Bash. But Avila is truly the hero of the day. She did great, you know. So Daria, the grunt. Yeah, how about that? We're capturing her. Why not? Seriously. She ain't getting up now. She's going to get captured. Boom. So sadly, Bash was a really strong social person, so really bit of a loss, you know, bit of a loss. But beyond that, he was not much of a very useful person in the colony. Non-violent people always kind of suck in a way, where you feel like, you know, I always feel like it's better to have a person who's capable to do violence. So let's go. Can we please capture that woman here? How's her health? She's malnourished, they say. She's also dying from the infection they didn't treat well. Okay. Still malnourished? Still malnourished. So, let's see. We ain't got anybody with a high wardening priority. That tells it all. So, let's feed her, and there's also a trade ship around the corner that I want to manage. And as you see here, this is a very, very typical situation where just a lot of things happen all at once, and you know, you just have to swim along and get the job done somehow. But let's call the Gentle Fox Transit Corporation real quick before they go away, because there's a decent chance that they are selling us real good guns. So we have a infection gun. Damn, unfortunate. So let's see, they'd be selling us only guns that I don't want to have. Damn. The monosword is a really, really good weapon, but we don't really happen to be able to afford that. Okay, so Irioth has a infection now. Immediately put him on industrial type medicine. I don't want to lose that guy or his arm. And let's see. Arisen tantruming. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's been her husband. Well, that's, okay. So, why exactly the infection treatment was the worst one with 29%, I don't really know. Which is really bad because he's actually now... That's really bad. You would expect a little bit more from a person with medical 9 in a bed and all. Oh yeah, and Irioth, you are bound to bed rest. You are not going to move too much outside. So yeah, the lady with the infection died. I really don't care about that too much. I really don't care about that too much. So, could somebody carry Bash now to a sarcophagus at some point? Alright. We got 2 people on extreme break risk as well. Situation is a little bit tense here, you know? So, here we're going to convert this person next. And let's just take good care that we're going to be able to tend Irioth well, because it would be really, really horrible to lose him. So, there we go. We got now another chance of treatment. And as a matter of fact, since the last one went that horrible, I'm going to stick now with the big guns, and we're going to go for a exclusive Glitter World med treatment. So here we go, 97%, enjoy. Because I really don't want to lose him. So Grill went onto a daze. 86% of the Wake Up Addiction are now there. And I think this episode is a wonderful example that, you know, a lot of things can and will happen during your run. And, well, you know, you gotta go through with it, you know. And sometimes you just lose people. That's one thing I really can't emphasize enough. You just sometimes lose people. That's part of the game, and you really won't be able to avoid that completely. So a big problem right now that we lost Bash was the fact that we lost a very, very talented social person. And now when we check the numbers, we only have Grill as a very social person, but the problem about Grill is not of our Ideoligion yet. Still perfect kleptism, and I wanted to convert Grill completely, but that didn't work out. So Irioth is now also having a crisis of belief. Luckily, the infection is by now on a positive value, so I'm really happy that I went for this treatment there. And we have a Mad Ostrich. But a Mad Ostrich is usually not too much of an issue unless you are running into it when you are... Is she that slow, by the way? 3 cells per second. So, yeah, we have another crisis incoming. Because Ivila is... I really have no clue why she's out there in the dead of the night alone. One might only guess. Really good. The worst part now is that she's dead in only a couple of hours, so we really have to take care of her. That's 4 hours there. So we got the wonderful spiral of doom that just happens sometimes when you're playing Rimworld. So the ostrich luckily already ran into a trap, and we are now... The situation is going worse and worse, but luckily our mentally broken down people have saved the day. So we definitely have to tend to Ivila immediately, because she's actually she's already dead. Okay, Killed by an ostrich. Wow, I didn't expect to have so many horrible coincidences today, but you know, okay. It is as it is. We have to wait now for this. Sucks a bit, though. I really gotta say. This was such a very, very weird and unfortunate coincidence to have your people... to have somebody die because of that. It's just not happening too often. I didn't expect her to hang around out there for whatever reason that is. And this is, by the way, also a reason why I'm clinging so hard to the Minimap mod, because it is a real godsend, you know? So, Puck. Let's rescue Puck. Probably Puck will join us. Person with a psyche addiction. You are just the right guy for this place, you know? Stupid ostrich. So, if people die in your colony, double and triple check if you have people that are taking care of your situation. We also lost our cook. Arisen is now our new cook. So, no sleep for you, you have to cook. So Puck actually joins. Of course, the person with a psyche addiction. Who would have thought of anything else? So, good things first. Puck is actually willing to do the cooking business for us, so poor old Arisen doesn't have to do that anymore. We also happen to have a warden now. Somebody has to feed our prisoner after all, you know. So, Erioth is needing treatment. Oh yeah, you're still bleeding from the ostrich, aren't you? Okay. So, that Puck person is completely incapable of medical skills. So, you know, Arisen, I know it's been a long day for you, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Alright. We getting there, guys. We getting there. Animals are wandering away. I really don't give a flying about that, because it really just doesn't matter. What does matter is we are still alive, and even after all the setbacks, we still got our people there. So let's put Erioth back away from the bed rest order, and let's see. Shouldn't there be a revolver more or something lying around? Wow. Okay, well. So, Manhunter pack. So, as you see here, we're now getting attacked only by 2 manhunting Yorkshire Terriers. The attacks have been a lot more fierce before that, and now we see those relatively harmless attacks. That's because the game just has beaten the crap out of us, and that's always what the game does when you've had your fair share of tragedies. The difficulty gets notched down by a while. Gets notched down for a while, I should rather say. And, you know, instead of people kidnapping your dudes, you're being attacked by manhunting Yorkshire Terriers, you know. So, hospitality for a Brullo. I don't really feel like I want to do that. We really have enough other problems there. We could get another person here in the colony, but that'll be another person that's not fighting. Gavin, hello there. Happy to see you. So this is, well, I really didn't expect this episode to go down that hard down the drain. But when you're playing Rimworld, you are sometimes just in crisis management mode. That's just as it is sometimes. Alright, so we are converting Daria. And Daria will be quite a good person to have here. Another fighter type person. And that'll help us a ton. So, let's see. Also, Grill is almost past the wake-up addiction. That's a real big step forward as well. Let's clear out Irioth's room. Quite a shame that we lost Bash, though. Gotta say. But okay, such is life on the Rim. Sometimes you just have a lot of dead people. Can't change that. Alrighty. So Arisen is completely back on her feet. Okay. That's been a major bump back, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just happy that we didn't lose our noble person. That's always the worst blow that you can get when you're aiming for a royalty win, when your noble guy is dying. It's basically the worst case scenario. Alrighty, so what are we going to do? Am I going to apply the priest role to somebody without any social skills? Am I going to imprison Grill for a while and convert him there? I think this is going to be the best way to do this. But first, we'll have to convert Daria. First things first. So our first harvest of wood is coming on in as well, while we're talking about first things. Alright. That's been a super scary situation altogether. Alright, we need cook for the hauling, I just noticed that. She can cook and haul. And Snowflake, obviously. It's going to be a big piece of fun to get her out of that as well there. A shaman merchant is coming on there. I don't expect the shaman merchant to have much of a interesting trade offer, but let's try it out. So they come again and sell us some gold, but I'm not buying this time because we are right now not really in the situation. They'd be also selling a bull and a cow, which is also extremely appealing, but, well, one thing at a time. Right now we somehow have to survive our situation. That's way more important. We also have the, we have gotten some new wood. So let's do this. I want to make sure that raiders are going to have less of an easy time getting into my base. So we're going to do something like that. There we go. And now we're going to drop down barricades made out of, yeah, sandstone, why not? And then traps. There we go. So what this does is quite simple. The raiders will always try to avoid moving over barricades and therefore twacking themselves non-stop with the traps there. Okay. Now then. So for now, the further plan is quite simple. I'll first convert Daria, and once that's done, we're going to convert the next dude there. And that's Grill. We're going to imprison Grill for conversion's sake. Because Grill has to be the next priest of our party here. Otherwise, we'll be not operational there. It's the only person really capable of doing that job, and therefore has to work like that. And now I'm slowing down my growth a little bit because we have had such harsh setbacks. We've also had a very clear incident that showed that our defenses are not strong enough. I mean, I also could have played that better. Sure, always the case. I think I went a little bit too rash onto that, and keeping a little bit more distance to the raiders would have been the smarter choice, and definitely, or most likely, would have saved Bash's life. But be that as it may, it also showed that the defenses didn't do their job as of yet. Conversion. We have converted Daria now. So the next thing now is to recruit her. Her resistance ain't that high, though. She's actually really almost considering it already to join our ranks. Nice. Always happy when that comes together like that. We got a Psychic Sooth here, rolling down on us too. And Grill is now past the addiction. That's always really, really cool when you manage to get somebody out of a really nasty and annoying addiction. Hook will also be pretty useless for a while. Her flake stockpiles won't last forever, and once she runs out of flake, she'll be a wreck, just like Grill was a wreck for a while. But Psycheat addiction is not as rough as Wake Up addiction, so, you know, could have been worse. Could have been worse. But it ain't the greatest situation either, not gonna lie. So, Arisen has a inspired surgery. Good for her. So, now we have also the cloth and a royal tribute collector. I mean, I could just sell the people that I got there, but I'm not. So here goes. We're going to create ourselves a poker table and a billiards table. There we go. I'll allow them to make that one thing out of steel. It'll substitute a bit of the wood with steel. And we have a ambrosia sprout in the middle of our colony. Let's use that as well. So we're going to slap a grow zone on top of that. Expand that a tad little bit. And then, oh gosh, you already destroyed a plant. And then you disallow sowing. Of course, he's chosen the first square where an ambrosia plant has been grown. Now it's not growing anymore. It does emphasize my point there, though. All right. I'm really happy that we have now our own plantation of wood going on there. But I'll be actually ordering another chopping outside for the moment, because I really want to get those traps done before another couple of baddies is raiding our place again. I really don't want to get attacked like that again. We have had way too many successful kidnappings in this run, and therefore we'll have to change something about that, if you had asked me. Alright, Daria is being now recruited. This will only take a couple of days. We are, as a matter of fact, pretty much on a good way here. And, well, we've lost a couple of people, but we are also coming ahead nicely. I'm carving out some components here out of the mountain because, you know, we're just better off with than without. I right now only rock 2 of these things anymore, so. And we have to take care that we have some meat in the freezer because, you know, we have meat eaters among our animals, so. Let's go on a fun emu hunt. There we go. Burden that beast. And the person... Oh, it's 2 of them that we need to burden. Okay. And Grill gets the kite. Yeah! Alright. Never mind. So... And Arisen gets to run. There we go. Always try to minimize the damage that's incoming. It's been a little bit unfortunate that these beasties decided to go onto group revenge. I didn't pay attention enough to that. But whatever. We have some emu meat. That's exactly what we need for our situation here. And Arisen has a little bit of a wound there. Dr. Grill is on the job, though. Alright. And Chef Puck can have some butchering. So there we go. Just have to take care of my good old buddy Elvis. The warg doesn't happen to eat anything except for meat, so you better have some meat for the warg, you know. Alright, we got a handful of traps there. And the emu scratch is already healed away. Awesome. And let's kill off an ostrich. This one is at least alone. Let's see if the vengeful ostrich is actually able to reach us. Nope, it's not. Thought so. Alright, nice. And we're also slowly lowering our total potato count. Transport pod crash. A drifter named Berg. At the very, very end of the map. So in this scenario, we'll have to tend that guy immediately. Because if you'd carry that fella and treat him back home... Oh gosh. It's now that problem again. Colonists... No. Can rescue that bird person. And now we see the withdrawal has begun. And she even has some chemical damage on one of her kidneys. Nice. So psychic withdrawal, 35 minus. We just happen to have some ex-addicts here. That's a real fun thing to happen. So here I'm going to put up another vent, and we're also going to put in another air conditioning there. So Berg has an infection. How unfortunate. We're definitely not going to go for anything bigger than herbal medicine. Because, you know. Meanwhile, at least the base is making some progress. Alright, we'll see what kind of breakdowns the good girl here will have. In the meantime, we're carving out more and more of the colony and getting the job done. So let's see, infection is rolling down positive for Berg. And another thing that I want to make happen here is I want to declare a growing zone here on the very fertile soil. So here, going for that overlay here so I don't miss any spots. So here, well, yeah, let's expand it for now. But we're going to lose a lot of those grids later to the steam geyser, but whatever. It's not that important. What's important is that we're going to plant out some heal root here on the very fertile soil, because, you know, heal root does have a fertility sensitivity of 100%. That means planting it out somewhere where you have a high fertility makes the stuff grow faster. And since we don't happen to have any wild growing deposits of that stuff here, I'm just going for that. Okay, so I'm also going for a fresh round of potatoes. And Daria's resistance has been broken. We finally are able to recruit her. That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. We need those reinforcements. I mean, by the end of this episode, we'll be, as a matter of fact, more people than before. Although in a weird way, you know. But whatever. So we have another combat supplier trade ship. So let's head on over to the comms console and speak with HH traders. So these guys have, again, not a too appealing amount of guns there, but I mean, it's not as if I would have much things to trade. But here, as you see here, ambrosia is something we can sell. So we have enough money for one item. And I think here I'll be choosing you, Pump Shotgun. You might be a little bit surprised about that choice, but a Pump Shotgun is actually a pretty good weapon. And a lot better than a recurve bow, for sure. So, where did that thing go down? Yeah. It'll land here after a while. Until then, Grill can take a revolver. And Daria will receive the shotgun as soon as she's recruited. Okay, beautiful. Alright, Cook is tantruming now. People on withdrawal do the weirdest things. Be happy when they don't mess up your base. Or punch a anti-grain warhead. Alright, welcome Daria. Wonderful. So, Daria even came with a bionic eye. That means she's a especially good shot. She also comes with a pretty good shooting skill. So, yeah, pretty good catch altogether. And now, Daria is also a passionate crafting person. A very passionate handling person. Well, and an artsy person. That's also pretty appealing. Okay. welcome in the freedom, Daria. So let's arrest Grill. Always try to find something with a very high percentile chance of success. And we're now going to do this only until this person is converted. This might be, at the first glance, a little bit weird, but it's, as a matter of fact, one of the best ways to make sure that you have all the same Ideoligion in your colony. And sadly, it's the only person that I can go for. Like, Puck doesn't have the necessary social skill. 3 is not enough for a priest. And Grill has a social skill of 8. That's exactly the skill I would like on a priest. I wouldn't like to go lower on a priest if I don't have to. I often go lower on a priest because I don't focus social skill that much. But you know, that's what it's good for. So a pack of manhunting rats is entering our map. What I'll do here immediately is I'll intercept them, if possible, because I really don't want to waste my valuable traps on that. But the first one is we were able to save one trap. We still paid 3. Okay, well, let's assign some random chopping jobs again. Shuttle has arrived. The shuttle for Elvis. Alrighty. So Arizon is now freeholder. That on its own is not really much. The freeholder title doesn't come with any benefits besides, hooray, you're a noble of the empire now. But the real interesting part is we can improve our ranking now up to the rank of a yeoman, and that's where things get interesting, because yeoman has access to a level 1 psycast again, and you know, I love psycasts. Give me more. The burden spell is already pretty useful, and we certainly won't mutter if we get more of these. That also means that the warg is finally out of town, so we don't need to worry ourselves about that too much. So we're now converting Grill slowly but steadily. Sadly, I cannot do a conversion ritual without a priest. I would love to, but I can't. Let's perform a leader speech, though. Oh, it was uninspiring. Damn. So, uninspiring speeches have a negative effect, but in my experience, it is always worth it to try and take the ideological rituals that you have available whenever you have them available. Here, let's see, Fiesta of Violence. Oh, it's a Skylantern Festival. The Fiesta of Violence. Yeah. Totally, man. But we had a beautiful Fiesta of Violence. Right. What's really on my mind here is that it's extremely important for me that we replace those traps ASAP. My wood plantation is not yet providing the necessary material for a steady surplus of wood. We'll be getting there, though, eventually, but not yet. All in all, I wanted to progress a lot faster today, but, you know, sometimes you just have a very harsh moment like I did there. I mean, I totally take that on myself. I feel like I really could have played a lot of things there better, but you know, don't be hard to yourself. Mistakes happen. You'll always make mistakes, even if you are pretty experienced with the game. You know. my personal experience with the game is pretty high, and I still do silly things like these. So what do we have here? We have a prisoner that we want to keep for 12 days, and in return we receive 5 points of honor. Deal. I'll put that on Arisen. So what? Because all we have to do is put the prisoner into a bed, feed him, and keep him safe, and that's that. Her, sorry, her. And in return for that, we're going to receive a yeoman title for Arisen. That's so effing much worth it. Can't put it into different words. Because this way, Arisen will finally be also able to do sidecasts, which could be just or big next thing. Okay, so let's see. Puck should definitely have a priority 2 in mining. And tomorrow we're going to carve a couple of things out, or deconstruct a couple of ship chunks, whatever. I really want that we have a couple of extra components. There it goes. Because the cooler was just not getting finished there. That's been bothering me a lot. And what's also bothering me is that we obviously are not owning any further sandstone chunks, and I really need to do a lot of flooring there, so let's see. I want to wait for the mining jobs to be done first, though. How's your withdrawal going? Okay. Sucks to be her, but, well. So Arisen still has a higher priority on research than on mining. I don't agree with that right now. Research is not that super important for us. Right now, mining is much more, I think, at least. So how is the conversion of Grill proceeding? We're on 27% by now. That's awesome. So a couple of days later, we're going to be able to release him and get the job done there. So there's wargs. We could totally recruit wargs. But I also noticed that I really need to produce something by now. The traders come and go, and I don't happen to have anything that I can't trade. But for now, that's also pretty okay, because I consider myself right now more or less in a consolidation phase, where I'm building up a larger amount of people into my base, and I'm expanding. We're converting people. You know, all these things, they don't do themselves. You know, these are all things that you have to set in motion. You know. Therefore, I think it's totally okay. We'll have to convert Pup at the end of the day as well, but one thing at a time. So, you'll always have these phases with Rimworld where you lose your bigger goal out of sight for a couple of days, because there's just too much things happening that'll distract you from your bigger goal. I mean, so far, I'm very happy in one regard. I got, when everything here is done, 5 colonists, firearms for everybody. That's a real big thing. And also a replenishable source of wood, and also, as it seems, traps that work. So yeah, it's really enough to be happy about. So let's annoy Eerie off a little bit. I want those trees here cut down, so my hauling personnel will take care of that. The thing here is I have a couple of unfinished traps in my corridor there, and that's making me nervous. We could be attacked at any time soon, and unfinished traps You know, that's just not a good thing. Alrighty. So chat's today very, very silent. I hope you guys are enjoying the show nevertheless, even though I'm not hearing too much from you. Okay. Hosting a mailman. Pain block side trainer. So I am totally down, because that's just such a real good reward. I just want to wait until the a little bit. I hope that we're going to have the conversion of grill over before that. Although, just noticed that we don't have much there. Much more room. Pain block, though, is such a good spell that I want to do this quest. Because, you know, pain block is wonderful. It lets your people fight on